Hello everyone. Okay, let's look at this indicator is a common indicator which is used a lot, and it's referred to as WVAP, volume weighted average price. Uh, it's been around for some time. It's not a proprietary indicator that we created, and it's used a lot by institutions, large institutions, when they want to enter their trades. So they'd like to average in around wherever the plot is for that day, wherever the volume weighted average price is for that day. It's also used for a lot of program trading as well. That is not necessarily just averaging in, but just for strategies that are based on volume weighted average price. Now, this is volume weighted average price generally is calculated intraday. And it's used on an intraday bar. Now you could use this indicator on tick, volume, or time-based bars, and you can use it on 1 minute, 2 minute, 3, 5, and the value really doesn't change a lot between let's say a 1 minute or a 5 minute, because it's not there's really no look back period as you would have with for example, a moving average. A 5 period moving average on a 1 minute would yield a different result compared to the same indicator, the same moving average 5 period look back on a 5 minute interval, for example. So it calculates during the day, and now this indicator here also has the bands that you could turn on or off. You have plot SD1, SD2, that's SD short for standard deviations, and you also can control the input for the deviations if you want it to be one standard deviation or zero point 0.5 standard deviations, etc. You can, or whatever you'd like. And you have your up color, down color, which I like to have it as the same color, but up color would mean that if volume weighted average price is moving higher, then it would print the up color, and if you had a different, let's say a red color for a down color, when it's moving downwards it would turn red. So with this indicator, the difference between this and the common ones are that now this is based on ES.D, which is the day session or the cash session, or also referred to as a pit session, also referred to as a regular trading hour session. And the beginning of this session corresponds to a date change, in other words, because it's based on the cash session. Now, if you wanted to plot this same indicator on, let's say, a regular session chart, a regular session chart like this one, which opening bar, first bar opens at 16:30 Eastern Standard Time and closes at 16:15 Eastern Standard Time. There is a date change here, right here, at 12 o'clock midnight. There's a date change. A normal volume weighted average price like this one here, which I'm going to turn on right now, I'll show you what happens. As you can see, is dependent on the date change. In other words, it resets at the date change. Now, if you're using volume weighted average price on a cash session like this, the one that changes on a date session would work fine for you. However, if you're using the same indicator on a regular session chart as we do here, as you can see, the green one gives you some odd calculations and decides to change or reset during the date change. The blue one, which is the volume weighted average price bands D for daily, does not reset. It just continues completely. And I actually find this indicator plotted on the regular session and on the cash session very, very helpful. Personally, that's very helpful, especially for when the market first opens, the first hour of trading, because the overnight price action does affect the pit session as well. So I just wanted to show you that there's a difference between the normal volume weighted average price and what this blue one, our volume weighted average price, so to speak. it automatically detects the session. So if you're using this indicator, let's say on currencies, okay, most people who trade currencies are looking at the full, they're looking at the entire continuous session data. They're not breaking. Only index traders really focus on 9:30 to 16:15 Eastern Standard Time session. The rest of the futures are pretty much, traders are looking at the entire session and all of the data, not ignoring the overnight data, in other words. So, make a long story short, if you do need to have this plotted overnight, or you want to use the regular session, then this indicator will not break or reset at the date change for you. Let me also show you what it would look like with you also have the 6 bands that you could plot, 3 below and 3 above the standard deviation. Now you can choose to only have the first and the second bands plotted below and above, okay, or you can have all three, or you could just have the first, and this is what it would look like pretty much. And that's volume weighted average price bands, daily plot, so it resets at each new session for each day. And of course, if you have your own custom sessions that you like to create out of this entire trading session, um, it will recognize custom sessions as well. That does it for this one, for this volume weighted average price. I'll also go over the monthly and the weekly on separate videos, because you can actually plot volume weighted average prices that do a week as calculate the entire week. In other words, it'll calculate 5 days, or if there's only 4 days during that particular trading week. So I'll show that on the next video.